Well, it just ended. All right. Fuck. Welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night in December. We're already at the end of the year already, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
We have 3 episodes left of Loud and Nerdy. We have 3 episodes left of Generation Movie. Generation Movie will be premiering tonight after this show. So I'm going for like 2.5 hours strong tonight. So just because I want to, yeah, I don't know how wise it is. I'm still exhausted. I went on a cruise last weekend for Thanksgiving.
How was it?
I'm exhausted. It was fine. You know what I mean? But like, we'll get to it. My name is JW Colwell, joined as always by my good friend Jerry Kamora. Thank you for joining us on Loud and Nerdy. Thank you for making Indie Escape Network one of the quickest growing podcasts networks in the country. We appreciate it. I'm seeing some of our numbers. Our numbers are kind of fun. It's exciting. But anyway, so I went on a cruise. Family was great. Everybody was great. My cousin Jess got to go on the cruise. It was super exciting. Boys went on the cruise. The cruise did have a couple cool things. They had one room called the Illusionarium, which was like steampunk and old-timey vaudeville theater.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was super cool. And they did a couple things that I've never seen on a cruise before. They did a murder mystery, and they did a superhero escape room kind of thing.
What cruise line was it?
It was Norwegian. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Anyway, you went out of like
we went out of Miami, 4 hours away. Port Canaveral is about 2 hours away, but it depends on where you want to go. Port Canaveral only goes to specific places. So Miami is the biggest port in a 4-hour radius. You know what I mean?
That's where we went when we went to like Honduras.
I will say we went to the Bahamas. Like we went to Norwegian's private island. That was fine. Although going forward, drinks and food are not going to be free on the island, which is weird. The next cruise we take with them, like their food will not be free on the island. So I thought that was weird. Stay on a boat. But when we got off at the Bahamas, here's what was wild. We got off at the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas, right? 8 other boats. So like 32,000 people just kind of like going on. You know, like when you're in somewhere and you're like, you know, it's too busy because you're like, you start like, you feel.
Yes.
Like
Key West was like that for me.
Yeah, it was just, Key
West felt like a cool place, but everybody found it at the same time.
Well, and it was, that's what it was like. And it was like, we're bumping into things, and it was just too many boats at the same time.
And then you paid $28 for a hot dog.
You're not far off.
No, I know.
I got 2 scoops.
My daughter went there.
we got 2 scoops of ice cream, and it was like $27 for 2 scoops of ice cream on a cone. And I'm like, not even in a dish or a bowl, a cone. I was like, the cone's edible. Like they're made out of like, they're cheap. Anyway, it was good ice cream. It was fine. They didn't have pistachio. I was disappointed. But the boat was nice. The shows were good. Participated in the games. There's a movie trivia game. Felt like a ringer, because all these people were participating, and I looked over, and one guy's just like, he was pointing at me going, he knows all the answers. And I was like, sorry. Then you'll appreciate this. So it's a movie trivia game, and the movie trivia game is 4 scenes, name the movie.
Fair enough.
And there were some hard ones, like you know, they had one with that had pictures of Natalie Portman, Julia Roberts, and you know, and not a lot of people realized that they were in a movie together. So people were like, really, you know, and I'm like, okay, that's closer, right? Like I know what it is. I was the only one that knew what it was. Then there was one that was really tricky, Jerry, where it was a bunch of like gangster Prohibition era pictures. One picture of Tom Hanks sitting at a table with his family. And I was like, that would be really hard for most people. Like, especially when you don't have the picture that you need to put the 2 and 2 together. Right? So it's Tom Hanks, Prohibition era, gangster movie. It has, you know, Tom Hanks holding the gun over somebody at the edge of the car. But the picture they don't have is Paul Newman, right? So how the fuck are you going to guess Road to Perdition? Unless you're an idiot like me who knows every single thing. But here's where it gets fun. So the lady I was hosting, it was really nice. And she gave out real prizes. Her name was Wendy. She was amazing. We got dinner reservations at one of the restaurants that we weren't expecting to go to. And we walked right in.
Nice.
She had 2 tables for us. We walked right in and had dinner at a fancy schmancy restaurant on Thanksgiving night. Super cool.
There's the guy that they gave all the answers to before the game.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's where it got fun. So they show 4 pictures of Harry Potter, and we'll get to comments, and then we'll start talking about other stuff. But they show 4 pictures of Harry Potter, and she goes, I want you to be specific with the movie. And I'm like, are you sure? Because we already did one of these movie trivias, and they just wanted the franchise. And she's like, well, no, we want the specific movie. I'm like, well, just so we're clear, the 4 pictures you have are from 4 different movies. I said, no, you're wrong. I'm actually wrong. 2 on the left are from the same movie, and that one are from 2 different movies. So you want all the movies? I can give them to you, but we need to clarify. And then other people were like, yeah, he's right. They are from different movies. And she turned to the other guy that was running the game with her, and she's like, just franchise then? Just franchise then. Yep.
They're giving them the answers. I know they are.
Oh, God. I was like, I can name all of them if you want. But anyway, so comments. Let's see. Thank you for joining us, by the way, tonight. Good evening, all. Good evening, Joe Ridgley. And a special happy birthday to my amazing wife, Karen. Yes. Happy birthday, Karen. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting up with Joe. And we appreciate you. We know how much of a problem it is. Good evening, Cindy Kamora. Thank you very much. And Pensy 709, welcome. Yo! Enough O's? I think we got enough O's. Thank you for joining us. We're super excited about any and all of the new people we have joining us. I'm going to give you a star. I don't know what that does, but we're going to give you a star. Anyway, and we'll hide you. So let's start with the first news of the week. So we went through September and October, and everybody's bitching. Movie theaters are dead. And I always say on the show, and we always talk about this, like, movie theaters aren't dead. Movie theaters need proper product. To get the proper product, people will show up.
True.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen. Happy birthday. Again, you put up with Joe. I can't even imagine on a daily basis what that involves.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, Jesus. Every time he shows up, I get worried he's going to yell at me. Anyway, the Grand Poobah in the Escape Network. But yeah, so product, Jerry, product is the key to this whole endeavor with movies, right? Yeah, product, draw. So allure. So let's see. If you have movies that are opening, if you have a movie like, I don't know, this, a lot of people went to see it last week, did almost $200 million, $150 million in this opening weekend. Domestically, it's at about $375 million worldwide as of right now. That's good. But then if you have something like this, which is a Disney movie, it's a sequel of a Disney movie that was a very good Disney movie that actually, and I don't think anybody realizes this, the original Zootopia was $1 billion Disney movie. That movie made $1 billion at the box office. So now the second movie, you have more people, including Academy Award winner Ke Huy Quan playing a snake. You have other people showing up doing all kinds of fun stuff. And all of a sudden you look up and, they're running around. They're trying to say, by the way, the name of the snake in the movie is Gary the Snake, which I just find so appealing on so many levels. And then, by the way, best character name, Maple Nibblesticks is the name. I think is the name of this beaver that is played by Flemster Fortune, the female comedian. Maple Nibblestick is one of the greatest single names I've ever heard in my life. I've not seen it yet. We were on a cruise. We missed it. But let's talk. How's it doing? Jerry asks. Okay. Let's do numbers. Okay, so Zootopia 1 opened to 75 million. Zootopia 2's global debut from the 5-day weekend from Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, through Monday is $556 million. $500 million in 5 days.
That's not bad.
That's global. Now that's global. That's with a huge chunk of change from. It is very popular in China. It is First off, animated movies in China are the highest grossing movie of the year. Is a movie from China called Ni Jia 2, which is a sequel to Ni Jia 1, which is like it's a Chinese folktale animated movie. Sequel did gangbusters. I think it's over 2 billion, but it's mostly from China, so it was very big in its homeland. But this movie is at 556 million opening weekend. Domestically, it was killer. It did 100 million at the box office. It has 158 million until as we speak now. Wicked's at 269, so did 61 million. And also the interesting thing is a lot of the other movies are bumping along because, as you know, Jerry, if a bunch of people go to a theater, they might not all want to see the same thing. So this weekend also the numbers show Now You See Me, Now You Don't did 6.9 million, only off 23%. That's already at 50 million in its till. That's a big hit. Predator Badlands, we talked about, one of the big, great movies of the fall. 4.8 million this weekend, only off 26%. That's at 85 million and is now the highest grossing Predator movie in franchise history. And when I say Predator movie, I want to say Predator alone. Just Predators. No pesky xenomorphs. Because those change numbers, right?
How about Running Man? How'd that fare?
Running Man, 35% off, 3.7 this weekend, 34 million total. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. The movie that bombed this weekend, there was a movie called Eternity that came out, which is, like a, I guess you would say like a defending your life kind of afterlife comedy with Elizabeth Olsen and, just about a woman that has to pick between her departed husband and her husband that passed away well before him. So they're all dead, but she has to pick between which one she wants to spend the rest of eternity with. That kind of bombed. 3.1 million. It's about 5 million total. Rental Family also not great, 2.1 million. That's the Brendan Fraser movie. And then Knives Out. Knives Out. Let's talk about the stupidity that Netflix is. And then I'll talk about another thing that happened with Netflix today that I'm absolutely livid about. So Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, the third Benoit Blanc movie with big stellar cast. It opens on 600 screens. It grosses $1.5 million. It has $2.5 million, Jerry. Right? And what I want to say to you is, if it had 4,000 screens, Jerry, it would have like a $40-50 million opening weekend. And Netflix, they don't want movies to be in theaters. So as we progress through, and I was reading up, I was talking to Rich about this.
Netflix is still around, to be honest.
Really? They're the most. They're getting ready.
They could have had a monopoly on all of this streaming stuff, and they
could have. But I will say
they had it and they blew it with the.
They're in talks right now to try to acquire Warner Brothers. If they acquire Warner Brothers, Jerry, Jesus Christ, I worry about theater exhibition. Anyway, but so Netflix doesn't support a movie that should be seen on a big screen. That would be a big hit because the first Knives Out was a big hit. The second Knives Out was even a bigger hit on streaming. Didn't get any theatrical play. They also have deals in place. The new Narnia movie that's being made is only going to be in IMAX theaters. So it's only going to be in 2% of the theaters in the world. 2%. I thought it was a good deal at the time, but now that I look, I realize they're not actually going to let it be screened in anything but IMAX.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, not every theater has an IMAX. Not every, it's just insanity. And then today I clicked on, because the ticket sales for Stranger Things Season 5, the finale, which occur on the night before my birthday, the night before my 52nd birthday, the finale tickets went on sale at my AMC. Now, here's where it gets weird. So, one, my AMC Stubs account doesn't cover the ticket. So it's a $20 ticket for a 2-hour television show that I can watch at my house. And again, I understand. You want to see it with a big screen. You want to see it with a bunch of people. Cool. I don't necessarily have that for Stranger Things. I have for other things, but not that. Okay. But when I go to buy the ticket, so I can't use my Stubs account. I go to buy the ticket. It says there will be another added surcharge for a $20 popcorn and drink fee. That will be another $20. So for automatic.
Even if you don't get it?
Automatic, because that's the deal that Netflix has made with theaters. To show their television show on the big screen is that you have to buy $20 worth of popcorn and concessions. So this
you're at $40.
$40 for one ticket, Jerry. For a show that's on fucking Netflix. That maybe I would have gone to see on the big screen, but the moment all this stuff started piling up in my cart, why would I do that? Like, I can sit at home, I can make
they're pushing people home to stream, aren't they?
That's what they're trying to. I think the theaters took the deal and said, well, if we get everybody that buys a ticket buys $20 worth of popcorn and candy, that's 20 ahead. I'm gonna give you an inside sports thing on this. The goal at a movie theater is $3. It used to be. I don't know if it is anymore. But the goal at the theater is for every person that's in a theater at any given time, it used to be $3 a head. If you could get $3 per person at the candy. So if we sell 300 tickets and we have 900 in concession, I'd be a happy camper, right?
Right.
But this is think about it. This is 300 seats. $20 added a piece. That's $20 a head. That's $6,000 concession. And you're only getting a popcorn and a drink. That's nothing. That's dick. That's nothing. So I understood why the theaters took it, but it's also like Netflix is making it harder for the theaters to sell tickets. Theaters are taking it because they know people will pay it. But I'm not paying it for anything like this. I don't know.
Be something epic, right? It's not exactly epic.
For me, it's got to be like a real movie. Like, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, because I think Stranger Things is remarkably well done. Even though I haven't seen it, I've been on Cribs. So, we can't talk about that either tonight. Anyway, so I will get to it, I promise, but it won't be this week, and we will have, in the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about it a little bit without spoilers.
I did watch that movie, that Begonia movie.
Woo!
I did see. That's interesting. It was interesting.
Were you ready? Were you ready for the? Were you ready? I don't know if I want to.
No,
I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I think.
I mean, yes and no, but it was like, okay, now I get it, but then I didn't. But it was like, oh, okay.
Holy shit! Yeah. Well, first off, Lanthimos, he's making some really interesting movies. You know, he made Poor Things. He made The Favorite. He is Killing of a Sacred Deer. He is one of our great filmmakers right now, and he has found his muse. His muse is Emma. Right? Emma Stone is his muse. They get each other. They understand each other. She gives her the performances in his movies from her are so above everything else we're seeing, right? Like, she may get Oscar nominated again. She's not going to win again, right, this soon, because she already has 2. You know what I mean? Where it's a little earlier for her to get a third, but if they continue working together, I don't see them stopping. But Begonia is one of those interesting movies. You don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about anything about it. I just want people to see it.
Yeah. You can't give it away, right?
You don't want to give anything away.
You give it away, it ruins it all, really.
Right? And you can give away the basic plot is that these two guys who are one who is kind of mentally challenged and one who has kind of been corrupted by the internet to the point where he believes every conspiracy theory he reads. They kidnap the executive of a major corporation, a major pharmaceutical corporation, and things start spiraling out of control.
And it was a bad idea.
It's a bad idea because they believe she is an alien that is killing the human race.
Yep.
They believe a conspiracy theory
plan, right?
A master plan conspiracy theory, and they kidnap her and they want her to admit that she's an alien, and they have all kinds of things devised. But Jesse Plemons is tremendous in it. Like, his performance, he's a believer. He's also had so much loss and tragic stuff happen to him as a character. There are shades and layers to that character. Like, all I'm going to say to you, I'm going to say to anybody who's seen it, is if you say Jesse Plemons' character and the cop is the weirdest, it's a weird thing, and then you're like,
what?
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? And then they never discuss it, so it becomes this. Clearly, the Jesse Plemons character was impacted by it, and clearly the Jesse Plemons character was wronged by it. Right. And the cop, played by the comedian, what's his name? I think it's Vatros Sonikos. He's a very famous comedian right now. He's a Greek comedian, very funny guy.
He was weird, right?
It's just a weird relationship, and it's just it again transcends the movie, because then you start piecing together, like, this kid has had his mother taken away. He's been engulfed by the internet. He may have been molested as a child. Like, we don't know, because it never gets returned. Right. And it's just, the movie is so layered. And then he kidnaps this woman who he is sure is an alien. And all hell breaks loose. And it's a great movie. It's one of the more original movies you'll ever see. Yeah. Well, and it's just one of those movies that, like, whenever you find somebody that's seen it, you're like, what'd you think? What'd you think of that? Like, but you don't want to talk about it on a podcast.
Right.
I want to talk to you about it like 10 minutes after we get off the air. I won't have a lot of time, but 10 minutes after we get off the air, I want to talk about But it's a great movie. You also saw Good Boy. I
saw that, and I saw One Battle After Another. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Good Boy really quick, because you're a quintessential horror person. You're one of the finest noses for great horror films. What'd you think of the dog's performance? What did I lie when I said it's the best?
It was great.
The best animal performance you will ever see.
It was natural, right?
Yeah, it was so.
Even though they guided him, you couldn't tell what they were guiding him to.
Yeah, and
they made the atmosphere.
And all you want to say is he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy.
Like if they have you believing that dog is frightened, then it worked.
Yeah, and the movie succeeds on all that. Like he's the best actor in the movie.
Yeah,
I have no problem saying that. The other actors are
like, I wasn't surprised, but like the guy, they don't even show the guy.
It's all the puppy. It's all on the pup.
It's all about the dog.
And he's great. It's a fantastic movie. And again, I haven't seen it streaming at home yet. Do they have the director showing you how they do it? Because I was so okay. Because at the end of the movie, when I saw it in theaters,
unless I just stopped early. You know what I mean?
Okay. That they showed you how he did it. And I was like, I was very much in the no. Houdini should not tell everybody how they
right. Yeah, it was like toys,
how he does his tricks
and stuff, right?
Well, yeah, his whoopee, like, and then like they couldn't have a real dog on set, so they had his whoopee on like a chair, and he was like focused on the chair, and it looks like another dog because there's a ghost dog in the middle of the movie. And the movie itself is really creepy. It's a creepy. Grandfather dies. They go like the grandson sort of absorbs the family trauma, I guess.
I like how they got him to crawl under the dresser to get like the little handkerchief. Like because I was thinking about that the whole time. Like how'd they get this dog?
How'd they get this fucking dog to do it? Yeah, and that's one of the magic movies of the year. I think he should be invited to the Oscars. I think he should get to give an award. I really do. He's one of the big, like, it's one of the coolest stories of the year. In a year, by the way, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do our year best and all this other stuff. In a year that has been dominated by horror films, it is one of the most unique and engaging horror films that I've seen all year. It's only an hour and 10 minutes. It's fun. Now, you saw One Battle After Another. How are we feeling about that one?
It was interesting. It wasn't what I expected exactly, but it was all right. I mean, I got your whole point with the whole road scene with the ups and downs. Like that was cool. The actual accident was cool. Like
the last 20 minutes, that fucking chase through the desert with the up and the down and the
and the rear view mirrors and stuff. You can't see the car, then you can see.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so well done. And I think DiCaprio's fantastic in everything. I think Del Toro's really good. I think Sean Penn is really, really good because theoretically he's playing against everything, the way he walks, everything. But also theoretically he's playing entirely against his type. His type is he's an uber liberal, right? He's playing. At his core, he's playing a character that desperately wants to be part of something, the Christmas Club, just the Santa Explorer Club, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's just, it's an interesting movie.
It gets
thought-provoking.
His like infatuation piece gets weird.
Yes, yeah. I don't necessarily think it's kid watchable. It's a hard movie, but also like
it's strange how that transpired.
The kid is also really good. Infinity Chase is really good as well. The young girl who plays DiCaprio's daughter is like it's her screen debut, and she's.
I think they could have done without the very end, though.
Okay.
I think that the very end kind of weakened it.
Okay.
It kind of made it like uplifting, and now it's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
I'm going. It's 3 hours away. Okay.
I also think I do like when movies end with people walking into a room and there's plastic on the ground. They don't understand that. can you imagine ever going into a room in any situation where there's plastic on the ground where you don't immediately go, there's plastic. I'll see you
They didn't have
later.
plastic, but it's like.
Hey, but can you imagine? Can you imagine with all the movies you and I have seen, walking into a room and your wife, like say your wife is there and she's been mad at you or something, and you walk into the room and there's plastic on the ground, I immediately go the other direction.
Yep, I'm out of here.
I'm sorry. There's plastic. This is my new office. Really? I'm sorry. No, I'm good. I'll pass. Let's see a comment. Especially when you're paying over $20 a month for the Netflix to begin with. Yeah, the idea that they added a $20 surcharge for popcorn and candy is astounding to me. And the other thing I will say is
ridiculous.
It has 4 shows at the theater I go to. All 4 of them there was like 7 seats left total, and 4 of them were handicapped seats. They were seats for wheelchairs, so packed. Gonna be packed. I don't like the idea of doing something on New Year's Eve that's not at like 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, you're home, because then you can sit with family, you can make food, watch the ball drop. Go, I take phone calls on New Year's Eve. Like people call me from all over the country, so I have stuff to do. At 12:01, I have people calling me, wishing me a happy birthday and all this other shit. So I just don't see me doing that. But I tried to, and then I immediately got turned off with $40 ticket prices.
Yeah,
$40 for one seat. Get the fuck out of here with that. Like, that's crazy. Like, are you showing me the original Star Wars trilogy? The original Star Wars trilogy, no special edition. 40. I may go 50 or 60. If we're getting all 3, and none of them have been altered in any way, which is the rumor for next year. It's the rumor going around, is that we may get the Star Wars for 77, or for 2027, we might get all of the Star Wars movies not remastered. They're wonderfully brilliant, jumbled mess that they were when they first came out.
Empire's still the best one.
Empire is the best one. There was an interesting thing that happened as we progressed through this. We're back for the next 3 weeks, and then we'll be gone for 3 weeks. There was a really interesting poll where they I can't remember who did it. Somebody did it. I have it on my page. Give me a second. I'm going through, looking through. It was Covered Geekly, and they did a little poll where they basically they picked the top sci-fi movies of all time, and Empire was number 1. I have no problem with that. That's perfectly. According to thousands of users on Ranker, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, is the best sci-fi movie of all time. Aliens ranked 2nd, and Terminator ranked 3rd. So we had a couple interesting thoughts on this. One of the people on my page put up, Aliens is too cheesy to be this high. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And he's like, I just feel Alien is better at this point in my life. Fair. Wait, hold on. Yeah, if you can. Joe writes, is the new Knives Out movie in theaters yet? Yeah, if you can find it. It's only in 600 screens. So, you got to figure out the majority of them are going to be in New York and LA, and the Midwest, maybe Chicago, the major cities. It'll be on Netflix on the 12th. So they've totally botched that. They've totally fucking botched that ridiculous thing.
So
the others
did it have the Thing on it, or are they considering the Thing a sci-fi or a horror?
I don't know what's on this list. This is
considered sci-fi.
This is users on Ranker. So basically, what I was looking at when I looked at this particular article, the top 10 were Empire Strikes Back, Aliens, The Terminator, Alien, Terminator 2, The Matrix, Blade Runner, A New Hope, Predator, and Back to the Future.
It's not a terrible list, though.
That's not a terrible list. I would bump Matrix for The Thing.
Yeah.
I would bump Matrix for The Thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I like The Matrix, but the interesting thing,
the Thing basically would top a couple of them, honestly.
The Thing, I think. Okay, let's go through. Empire is an easy pick as the number one sci-fi movie of all time. That's easy. Alien and Aliens are kind of interchangeable wherever you want to put them on your personal list, right?
Sure.
I have personal feeling, like Alien scared the shit out of me as a kid. I was 5 when I saw it in 70 millimeter. There were 3 seats left in the theater. I was in the front seat. My dad thought it was hilarious.
I was always partial to the second one because it was more exciting.
The second one is the action one. The second one is the one that has.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. That kid side of me, right?
Yeah,
like, Alien was fantastic, and it is.
If
it wasn't for that, there wouldn't be a second one.
Right.
But the second one was just like when you're here, dude. That's it. We're toast, man. Like,
we just got our asses kicked. I think Aliens for me is better, and I'm going to shout out to my boy. Pete Mielo and I read Aliens, the book by Alan Dean Foster, in the summer of 1986. We then, with 2 other people, after we had read the book and knew everything that was going on, took 2 other kids and snuck into the Eric. It was the Eric then, it wasn't UA. The Eric to see Aliens. And so we knew everything was happening. They didn't. They were under seats. They were terrified. We thought it was the greatest thing we'd ever seen. We were 12. It was right at our edge.
There's that part in the book.
Yes. Well, in the part, I'll tell you one part that disappointed from the book. In the book, when Vasquez and Gorman click their grenades in the tunnels at the end, Vasquez takes her grenade and hits it next to Gorman's and says, "Cheers," and they hit it. No cheers in the movie. That's okay. She says, "Gorman, you're always such an asshole," and they click it. That's fine.
Oh, but it would have been great if they did that, though.
It was amazing. So I have no problem with Aliens being on the list. I have no problem with Terminator and Terminator 2 being on the list. They're interchangeable greatness. They're 2 different movies. First, Terminator, cold, efficient gunmetal, hour 40 minutes, perfect sci-fi, doesn't explain a lot, gets everything it wants across. Has one of the finest action performances of all time. Schwarzenegger's great. Also has great performances from Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn. It's great. Terminator 2, however,
it's the action one. It's almost like
it's
Alien
the one.
Alien,
it's
right?
the one that made Schwarzenegger so fucking big in the 90s that he was undeniable, right? And in Terminator 2, in every conceivable way, that's the place where Cameron comes in. Again, second movie, he not only does he do his, we're going to refurbish the franchise, make Arnie the hero, but he also gets into the whole special. It's one of the most gifted special effects movies ever made. So I have no problem with either one of them being on the list. Matrix I love, but I don't think it's better than Blade Runner.
No,
I don't think it's better than the original Star Wars. No. I don't think it's better than the original Predator, and I certainly don't think it's better than Back to the Future. I
can see how it makes a list, though.
Yes.
Right. It's a pretty inventive movie.
Yeah,
good sci-fi's too. like look at a movie.
What I would say here is the interesting thing here is the Matrix makes the list, and all what you have is a series of 1 and 2s. So you have Empire, Aliens, Terminator, Aliens. So Alien, Aliens. You have Terminator, Terminator 2. You have New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. You have 1 and 2s. The problem for the Matrix for me on this list is that the Matrix sequels suck. If the Matrix had just ended with, I'm going to show all these people that you've been lying to them. If we didn't have the second Matrix and the third Matrix, the Matrix goes up. But when you make bad sequels, they detract, right? They detract from the original. So that'd be my only concern there. Somebody put up an interesting list, movies left out. And these are all movies that, again, you can make the argument. Ready? Here we go. Let's go through them. Fifth Element. Last Starfighter. Total Recall. RoboCop.
Yeah. RoboCop.
Ghostbusters. Flash Gordon. Independence Day.
Flash Gordon.
Ready Player One. Tron. Inner Space. The Abyss. The Abyss is hard to leave off. The Abyss is hard to leave off the fucking list. Let's see. Hold on. Is Jerry growing a beard? Hard to see with the dim light. He's got.
I do. It's my hunting beard.
It's his hunting beard.
I don't know.
Hey man, Uncle Dave watching. Awesome. Dave Leob. Hey, welcome, family. Kamora family. We love all the Kamora. Yeah, we love everybody. Everybody. Thank you for watching. But so I have no problem. But I think the one that troubles me the most, the one that troubles me, the Thing should be on this list. If you're going to do Aliens, the Thing.
But there's always that argument: is it a sci-fi? Is it a horror? Right?
Yeah, but Alien is a horror movie too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think Predator, Aliens, and the Thing are the Alien, Aliens, Predator, the Thing are the four greatest sci-fi horror films ever made. I mean, except for like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Predator's a sci-fi too, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
where does the line get drawn?
I think the one I'd bump is The Matrix. And when you said I don't think The Matrix is far off the top 20. I don't think it's top 10. I think The Matrix is a great sci-fi, but I think The Thing is better. I think The Thing, like, maybe the problem with putting The Thing on this list is The Thing maybe bumps everything down one. And I mean no disrespect to Empire Strikes Back, but The Thing.
Well, even the Blob, like,
yeah. Well, and
I know that's not fantastic, but I mean that was a pretty decent movie on its own.
Yeah, well, I mean, and also,
the remake I'm talking about.
Yeah, the remake is great, but also the original. Like, we don't have any movies, any sci-fi creepy movies where, you know, Steve McQueen. That's a movie where Steve McQueen, you know, came to be. So
Well, what was the alien thing? In space, nobody can hear you scream. Is that what?
Yes, in space, no one can hear you scream. I don't mind the list. Back to Future, Predator, New Hope, Blade Runner. Blade Runner deserves to be on the list.
Terrible list.
It's just, I think if you have Alien and Aliens and
what about
Predator?
I have a Logan's Run poster over here. That was a good sci-fi movie too.
There's a lot of replies. People are very edgy in the chat for this. T2 should be above Terminator, Blade Runner, and Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan. How does Wrath of Khan not make the top 10?
Yeah, Star Trek, yeah.
But specifically Star Trek 2.
I'm looking around my room to see what kind of
1980. Think about 1982, right? Star Trek 2 comes out, and Star Trek 2 has to get around the fact that Star Trek the motion picture was terrible.
Yeah, you got to fix it, right?
You have to fix it.
I have a Star Trek board game over here.
You have to go and fix it. Star Trek 2, 2001 isn't on this list.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's a rough one. That's a rough one not to have on your sci-fi list. Although I will say, every time I go see, like when they do revivals of 2001, people don't get it. So there's a whole side. This is a list done by.
What about movies like Mission to Mars and Red Planet and like they kind of the shuffle, right?
Yeah, well, if you're talking about the very best, though, I understand when they get lost.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
It's just a matter of like you could come up with 100 movies, but
or even Godzilla movies.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I think, I think the sci-fi.
RoboCop, definitely, though.
RoboCop, yes. The Thing, yes. Right? There's a lot of fighting. So, again, this is a list that's done by. Fighting's good. It's a list by ranker, so it's people. It's people trying to. Don't get me wrong.
Personal taste, really, at the end of the day. But
who? Let's see. Who starred in the movie The Abyss? That's Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Ed Harris, Michael Biehn. Fantastic. Amazing, especially amazing if you watch the extended edition.
What's his face from? Oh man, who's that dude? Isn't it the dude from? Never mind.
Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn.
No,
dude from Aliens.
Oh yeah, him too. Yeah.
Were sci-fi comedies on there? No. And then our condolences to Kevin Smith and his family. What happened? What did we miss? Who passed away? Give me 1 second. Yeah, we are Kevin Smith fans. Oh, his mom passed away 7 hours ago. Yeah, we sent a personal condolences. His mom Grace helped him make all those movies. Sorry for that. That is losing a family member is rough. His mom died. Okay. So yeah, I don't know where to jump from there. But we have to get done with the show tonight, so we're just trying to get everybody back and in the fold. I also want to say, if you are not watching this show and you have Apple, please start, because Rhea Seehorn is amazing and the show is incredible, and I can't talk about it until everybody starts watching it. So please start watching. It's phenomenal. Okay, Jerry, before a couple things coming up in a little bit, 10:15 tonight. We're doing Witness, 40th anniversary of Witness. Peter Weir, Harrison Ford, Kelly McGillis, Lucas Haas, and Danny Glover playing a bad cop. He's too old for this shit. Anyway, that's coming up at 10:15. What movie can we find in your basement tonight, Jerry?
Wait, we have to show this first. Hold on.
What are you showing?
This.
Oh, is that Turk 182 under your hand?
It is.
I'm so good. I'm amazing. Vision Quest, Turk 182.
Yeah.
Witness, Passage to India. Heaven Help Us. Oh, Season.
Heaven Help Us is a great sleeper movie.
Heaven Help Us is a fantastic.
I wanted to show The Witness because you're going to be talking.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how nice the poster looks. The poster looks great.
It does.
It's a great poster. Okay, Jerry, what movie is coming from your basement tonight?
Tonight,
I gotta take it down.
We have Redneck Zombies. It's a trauma film. It's about a barrel of toxic waste that gets dumped off of a truck, kind of like a Living Dead situation, and these guys mistake it for moonshine. And
as one is wont to do,
get redneck zombies. And so it's as ridiculous as a trauma film is.
So Redneck Zombies, yeah. So lots of gore, lots of killing, and trauma movie. Basically, the radioactive way leading. Basically, rednecks find it. It's directed by Pericles Luns. Screenplay by Fester Smellman. Oh God. Story by Zoofeet and P. Floyd Piranha. So, it's one of those movies that has a huge cast of lots of people you'd recognize from trauma movies. It was one of the first films shot entirely on videotape, and then released only to the home video market, making a straight-to-video film, one of the first straight-to-video films.
And this was tricky to find back then.
Do you know what the tagline for the film is?
It doesn't say on here. What is it?
The tagline for the film is they're tobacco chewing, gut chomping, cannibal kinfolk from hell.
Yeah, there you go. That's not on the tape here, but
it was released 20th anniversary edition of the movie was released on DVD in 2009. So it came out in around 1987. And then it got another limited edition VHS release on VHS Haven. And then there is a Blu-ray that was released in 2023, straight to video on Vinegar Syndrome. Where can people find it now? Can people find it?
This is on Tubi.
Tubi's got a lot of shit, man.
Tubi has all the stuff that I hunted for. And it aggravates it. It doesn't.
We should have our own. We should have our own thing called Jerry.
It's like if I enjoyed Tubi, it would have been fantastic. I got Tubi right here.
But what we should do is we should take all of your videos. We should copy them in some way to not break the law, and then we should start our own little service. The Indie Escape Network presents Jerry.
I wanted to do a Redbox when they came out with them. I'm like, well, Redbox has all new movies. I should make copies of mine. And you could have.
Joe Ridgley writes, Pluribus is awesome. Jerry needs a rating system for his movies. That's true. We should come up with that. Maybe
a bad idea.
Maybe for the new year.
It's a good
idea. We can give it like 4 hacked up thumbs off or something like that. Anyway. Okay. We got to get to this because we got to move because I have a 10:15 show and I need to be able to get a pee break in. You've crossed over into Twilight Zone Redux on Loud and Nerdy. This week's Twilight Zone Redux, Jerry, this is one of my all-time fucking favorite episodes. This is the beginning of the episode. This is Rod Serling peering down into the abyss that he has created for his characters. The name of the episode this week is 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. It is episode 79 of the Twilight Zone Season 3, episode 14, directed by Lamont Johnson, teleplay by our own Rod Serling based on a short story that he had read. Anyway, here's the opening narration. Clown, hobo, ballet dancer, bagpiper, and an army major. A collection of question marks. 5 improbable entities stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation. Just a prolonged nightmare in which fear, loneliness, and the unexplainable walk hand in hand through the shadows. In a moment, we'll start collecting clues as to the whys, the whats, and the wheres. We will not end the nightmare, we'll only explain it, because this is the Twilight Zone. One of the greatest monologue openings of all time. And so it begins with a major. And he wakes up and in a wall, all the walls are the same. He wakes up, he finds a clown. Clown's creepy. It's great. He eventually gets introduced to all the other characters. He's looking up, and all you can see when you look up is a hole cut out and then a light, like a light that's streaming down.
It's kind of like the moon, right?
Yeah, it looks like the moon, but it also, like the clown at some points gives ideas that he knows more than everybody else, and then there are times when he doesn't.
Right.
But there's a hobo, there's a ballet dancer, there's a bagpiper, there's the clown, and the major, and they're working hard. Rod Serling gives the opening monologue from the top of the fucking hole. And this episode is called 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. It is without a shadow, like it's tense. It is incredibly well written, but it's also like it is the magic of the Twilight Zone journey in the sense that it is nothing but possibilities.
Right.
We don't know where we are. We don't know where they are. We don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't eat. They don't drink. They don't need food. They haven't gotten food. The major thinks maybe we haven't gotten food and drink because we're so fucking shocked by the situation. Maybe. Right. But they go around at one point. They go around and like they're all giving like the clown says, maybe we're here. Maybe we're at the end of existence. The hobo's like, maybe we're dead. Maybe we're in limbo. Maybe this is purgatory. Maybe we made bad decisions. The ballet dancer says maybe we're on a spaceship. Nobody fucking knows. And that's the magic of this episode. The magic of this episode is the infinite possibilities of a Twilight Zone episode. You don't know what's happening. And none of the characters do either. There's no ulterior motives to the characters. They, like, again, there are hints that maybe the clown knows more, but it turns out the clown is just kind of like, he's a clown.
He's being a clown. Yes.
He's being a clown.
Laying on his back and kicking his legs up in the air.
Calling the guy an idiot is fantastic.
I do like the little umbrella thing, though. Like,
the umbrella is great.
That's a cool touch. Right?
It's a great touch. Not enough clowns have umbrellas. He has a little umbrella. His outfit's fantastic. He has a potted flower on his head. All the costumes are spectacular.
And I like how they use the part of the clown costume.
I would love to do this if you had a real smart group of friends and everybody came as one of the 5 characters in search of an exit for a Halloween costume together. Would be one of the greatest things ever. They eventually get to the point
people know who they are.
No, I don't care about knowing who they are. Forget it. You and your 4 friends know.
Oh, yeah, right.
You and the 4 friends would know, and everybody else would be nothing for not knowing.
I have a shocker costume from the movie, right?
Horace Pinker?
I wore it.
Horace?
I went to a party, and nobody knew who I was. Everybody's like, oh, look, it's the pit crew because of the checkered flag. And one dude at the party's like, dude, great movie. I'm like, yes.
Thank God. That's the truth. All you need is one person to know. But if you had really smart friends and you all came up with one costume, it would be great. And be at a party and just stand there together. And then eventually you go out the front door together. Everybody goes out.
I dressed as the Yellow Brick Road at a Wizard of Oz party once.
Okay. So eventually the major gets everybody going. He's in the army. He wants everybody moving. So they decide they're going to climb to the top. And the way they're going to do that is by climbing on top of each other. First time they try it, the ballet dancer doesn't make it. She's too short. They can't do it. Eventually the major, he breaks a sword in half. Actually, breaks a sword trying to like stick the wall or whatever the fuck. And by the way, every time they hit the wall, it's metal sounding. It's hollow. It's like a drum. Anyway, we'll get to that. And then they basically
they hear the bell. They hear this like ringing and
it rocks the entire thing. Every time it occurs, it's like a giant, huge bell sound. That happens twice in the episode. So anyway, they get to the point where the major's gonna climb out. He throws basically a grappling hook, creates a grappling hook, throws it on top, and is able to get to the top. And as he gets to the top, he falls off. And it's all that's left is the characters looking up, and the clown says, sadly, I hope he comes back for us. And the ballet dancer says, he calls him an idiot again. And
then I was going to say,
he's not too bright. He's not too bright, but he's an army guy. And then he says, the ballet dancer says, of course he'll come back for us, right? Just a longing, a sadness, a horrific kind of whatever. And then the reveal. The reveal, Jerry. The reveal. This is a child playing with a major doll that is on the ground next to a toy bin that is for orphan children. All of these characters in search of an exit are toys stuck in the bottom of a holiday Salvation Army-esque Toys for Tots barrel. A fantastic ending.
And then the lady rings the bell.
Yes. Yes. The closing narration, just a barrel, a dark depository where are kept the counterfeit make-believe pieces. And then this is I should say this voiceover is occurring as all of them sit in the barrel, all the actors and in makeup and just looking like toys, right? Just a barrel, a dark depository where are kept the counterfeit make-believe pieces of plaster and cloth wrought in a distorted image of human life. But this added helpful note, perhaps they are unloved only for a moment, and the ballet dancer starts crying. In the arms of children, they can be nothing but love. A clown, a tramp, a bagpipe player, a ballet dancer, and a major. Tonight's cast of players on the odd stage known as the Twilight Zone. Okay, so first off, a couple things. Play folks will realize this episode's title is a variation on Pirandello. Basically 6 characters in search of an author, and Sartre's Play No Exit. So basically it's an inspiration for the script. This shows you the level. Rod Serling is working with Pirandello, Commedia dell'arte, and Sartre. That's where his mind is. That's how fucking brilliant a writer he is, right? He's working on shit. He's his writing level, Jerry, right? In this 3rd season, first off, he's learned a lot from the first 2 seasons. And then this 3rd season, the writing level in the 3rd season is so off the charts fantastic that you can't even put into words how great it is. So he's basically dealing with Sartre. He's dealing with Pirandello. It's an inspiration for the movie Cube,
which is a good movie.
It's a great movie. I would also be I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it to everybody. It's also one of the inspirations for Art the Clown. The clown in this looks and this is Damien Leone actually saying it. He looks remarkably artish. Right down to the fucking flowers. Right down to the fucking daisy on top of the guy's head. And then the other thing I'm going to say to you is, do you or your children love Toy Story?
Yeah, Toy Story.
Because this is Toy
That's
Story.
One of the first things that come to mind, right?
Yeah, it's an immediate comes to mind. And it's a mind-blown episode. It's one of the great episodes.
Toy Story is probably still the best Pixar movie, though.
Ever.
I think so.
I think the Incredibles are up there. The Incredibles and Wall-E. Wall-E has a timeless quality to it that I don't think we can ever.
Wall-E's Johnny Five in cartoon form.
Yes, but I love Johnny Five, so I'm okay with that. Next week,
sci-fi movie too.
A great sci-fi movie. Next week,
comedy, Joe.
Sci-fi comedy, Joe. There you go. Next week, we get Buzz Kulik directing another Rod Serling teleplay, A Quality of Mercy. And basically, it's about a second lieutenant in the Pacific Theater of World War II, which, again, is another thing. Rod Serling, I don't think I've ever seen this one. Quality of Mercy. And what I would say is Rod Serling, remember, one of the things that we've learned about Rod Serling as he progresses, World War II impacted him greatly. So that's that. Okay. Before we go tonight, really quick, because I do have another episode coming. Big movies coming out this week. We got a couple major releases. This is the biggest one. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Blumhouse, going back to the well a little less than 2 years after the first one. And it's gonna be huge. I don't know how big it is, but what I would also say, it's another movie that can be added to the list of meeting certain criteria so that all the quadrants are marked for our Christmas. We have Avatar coming in a couple of weeks, Avatar Fire and Ash. Rich has already seen it. We'll talk about it a little bit. We can't talk about it a lot though, but we'll talk about it a little bit, maybe in 10 minutes. The other movie that's opening this week, and you have to go find it somewhere and realize it's 5 hours. It's 5 hours, and also it has an extra animated sequence and an intermission. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Very excited about seeing the movie all together. It's only in theaters December 5th. It's not a
new one. It's
the movie. It's cut together and it has an added anime scene. Okay, Jerry, where can people find you and Slapjaw, and what do you got going on?
Slapjaw is on basically all of those symbols you have at the bottom of the screen, almost.
Yp, almost all of them.
Slapjaw 98, and we have a show Friday. This Friday at the Moon Ballroom. It's a Toys for Tots.
Oh, we love Toys for Tots. We want kids to have a good Christmas.
Yes, sir. It's all weekend, but we are playing Friday.
Okay. You can find me, JW the Movie Guy, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, all those places. Also on IMDb. everywhere you're looking for stuff. Last comment of the night. What do you think of the movie Tag? Are you talking about a movie called The Assassination Game? Tag or Tag? Because there's a movie that I grew up with that was always on HBO called Tag: The Assassination Game, which is a Linda Hamilton movie, and it's fantastic. It's basically about a bunch of kids who are playing like tag with dart guns on college campuses, and then the one guy loses, and he's the best player, and he starts killing people in real life. Great movie. But if you're talking about the other movie, Tag, which is a bunch of guys tagging after they get old, and they're still playing tag, it's a fun movie. Love you guys. Have a great night. Also, I'd be remiss. We're going to have, in a few minutes, on the same network, Rich and I will be doing Witness on Generation Movie. Please join us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody have a great week, and we will see everybody next week as we barrel towards the end of 2025. Thank you for joining us. Good luck. Have a good night. Watch Pluribus. Go see a movie. Bye.